course, the total package choosing for Borussia was also one of the many reasons why I joined Borussia, that it's close to family. But of course, that's not the main reason. It was one of the reasons. But yeah, of course, as the start was a bigger club than where I've been. So far, everything is much bigger. The fan base is bigger. Facilities are better. Everything as a football player that you want is better and bigger. So that was a big step up for me, and that was needed in my career to make the next step as a football player and to continue having minutes in your legs every weekend. And that's what I've got so far. Of course, the results, everybody knows that it's not, I think, where we belong as a team, as a club. So that's a point of critic we have to ourselves, and the performances need to be better to get the 3 points we deserve or need. So far, it's been a bit hard regarding results, but I think to think positive for myself, if I look at myself, yeah, it's been a big step, and so far it's been great. I've been welcomed amazing by everybody in the club, and so far I've played almost all the matches. Yeah, that says a lot about how the club sees me. I think I've got a lot of faith before I came here, and that's also one of the reasons I picked Borussia. And yeah, I try to develop myself as a player in the team and the group, and also personally to help the team as much as I can.
What do you think about your career in Germany and proudly carrying Indonesian roots? And Mönchengladbach is a city near to Holland, right? I think only 2 hours away from Apeldoorn, your
Yes,
hometown.
to go to Gladbach to live was maybe a bit too quiet for me. So we live in Düsseldorf, and it's a big city, so it's you can do what you want, and it's as busy as you want.
Yeah.
And but it's still only 1 hour, maybe a little bit more than 1 hour to my wife's family, so it's still not far away. I drive maybe once a week to my wife's family to have some dinner or just spend time together, because of course I have a daughter, so it's nice for my daughter to see family and go there together, and then spend some time next to football, because sometimes football is a bit hard if you don't win. And then when I get home, I spend time with my wife and daughter. Yeah, as Haaland also said, then your thoughts is not too much at football, and I think that's also one of the reasons. Yeah, to be consistent in football is that you're not always 24/7 on it, and that's maybe personal, but that was also for me.
What does it mean the position about amongst the club with the game and the next game?
Yeah, of course, people look at the table, but every game, everything can happen. But of course, the utmost respect. Big words for a big club like that. It's going to be a big game, and it's going to be nice to play against big teams like that. I always have played them, also played them in the Champions League already, and it was amazing. And I think it's a big opportunity to show, as a team, where you stand. And as I said before, it's not the position we want to be in, and everybody knows that, and everybody is very critical to themselves, and the team is very aware of the situation that we are in. And yeah, they may be in a different situation with being number one and we are number last, but I think in the Bundesliga you can never underestimate anybody, and I think you cannot underestimate us instead of also for being last. Sometimes in football you have a difficult period. It's important how you regroup, how you are as a group together, and I think I have the biggest faith in this group that we will turn it around.
In Germany also many ASEAN players. How's good the Bundesliga for the ASEAN players?
I think it's a very high level for Asian players to develop. It's high speed, it's high quality, and it's hard working. So it's an all round development you go through as a player, and I think for all the Asian players it's good. I've played now with some Japanese also here. With Go who left in the summer, but and also Mashino was there. Jens Kastrup who is now playing for South Korea. Yeah, I think it's a good development for Asian football, and the more players play in bigger leagues, the better. Also for Indonesia, if we get more players in the better leagues, it's in the top 5 leagues, it would be great for development. And also talking through it, I think it's good if we as Indonesia also develop the league and in Indonesia itself, so we can grow as a nation and then grow all together.
Jens also born in Europe and play for his parents' country. So have you two ever talked about the possibility facing each other in the future?
Yes.
In international?
because we after Saudi, where I think I was quite down for 3-4 days as a person. I was hard time having a sleep. The first 2 nights, when I got back and I was thinking about Asia Cup 27 January, I said to Jens, maybe we can face each other. And yeah, he said it would be nice. They have, of course, a really good team and it would be a great challenge. But yeah, we talk about it. And when we choose to play for South Korea, I said we're Asian brother now. We're together, and yeah, that's fun.
How painful that moment for you personally?
I've had a lot of talks with people, with players, my family. It's very hard chasing a dream you have together as a nation, as a team, Timnas together, everybody around who's involved. That your dream was over for that time. It was very hard. It was one of the few times I had to shed a tear because of football. Yeah, it stayed in your mind a few days after. Because normally with football you have a competition match after, you can regenerate and you can get back to your routine. But yeah, your World Cup dream was over, and you felt that was really hard for a lot of players, including me. And I can't change it how painful it was for myself, and of course I think for the nation it was incredibly painful as well. As I've seen, of course, also social media, everybody felt it and everybody was really sad, and that was hard to see the clips. What happened, it hurts a lot, but eventually you need to keep going. There's another World Cup qualifiers for the next time in 2030. We have Asian Cup coming. Of course, that's a long time, but I think we need to focus on that, of what we can influence. And at the moment, we can't influence what we did in Saudi anymore. It's a big pity, of course. But we need to regroup and refocus on the next thing.
You scored 2 goals penalty, even though we lost at the end. But what did that mean, the moment for you?
When we came 1-0 up front, it meant a lot to me. Scoring in front of all the fans and scoring for the country for the first time. That was a really proud moment. If I talk about it now, I get goosebumps. But yeah, in the end, in that match, it didn't matter a lot because we still lost. So the 2 goals I made for the country, the penalties I scored, were not really important enough. And I said to everybody, I would change the 2 goals for the win. It doesn't matter how we play. If we win 2-0 because we get 2 goals from own goals and we win, then I would change that. That what mattered most to me. But of course, not taking anything for myself, it was a great moment to score for the country. Football is about making failures and how you get up again. I know that I can shoot penalties really well, and then after Australia, I've shot maybe 10 more after, so it's not a problem for me. I've done it before, and I've done it many times. I knew in my head, and I put that in my head, that if the next penalty came for Indonesia, I would score.
Because many people say any disharmony inside the team. Would you want to clear up as a house the togetherness?
The national team has been really well together. I think the harmony is good. All the players can get along really well. I think a lot of players have contact outside the Timnas periods, maybe even meet each other. So of course there will always be, Indonesia is big, so there will always be talk about this and that. But I think that's not what we should focus on, because I think I can tell for myself and for many players that the group harmony is really good, and I think we should focus on other things instead of making drama.
What are your hopes for the next national team coach? Since until now we still don't know yet about who, but what kind of personality or style would you like to see about our next head coach?
That's difficult. I just want to win and get results. Hopefully, a new World Cup qualifiers to a success. Asia Cup, I hope we get really far. Of course, with the coach out now, we need to get into a new process, and we will. There's many coaches in the world that would want to coach Indonesia, want to be coach. Personally, I thrive under many systems or styles as a coach. So for me, it is most important that we keep together, and it doesn't matter which coach comes, that understands Asian football, understands the group we have, and that we need to stay together in everything. It's not my decision who's going to be coach, so we need to see what will happen, and I will support any decision and will give 200% for the country. again, full faith in PSSI and Mr. Eric what we're gonna do. And we're gonna do everything we can to give success to Indonesia and to develop Indonesian football.
What do you miss most about the playing football with Timnas, especially when play at home?
Yeah, what I miss is mostly being home, being with everybody, being around Indonesia, being in Jakarta or Surabaya or whatever we are, that the support is there and the stadium is full, and you just feel at home, and being together with all the players, it's amazing. And I actually, it's quite a few months that we've been in Jakarta, so we're happy to go back to Jakarta again.
No Lombok, huh?
Now, Lombok, I think we cannot play. I heard there is almost no football pitches there, so maybe that's one thing I can help with. Maybe we can make a pitch there and make a football team there.
Right now, there are 4 Indonesia players in the Europe top 5 leagues. Emil and Jai in Italy. You were playing in Fiorentina also before. Calvin in the Ligue 1 and you in Bundesliga. But many Southeast Asian countries have players at that level. So what does it mean to you to represent Indonesia in the one of the world's top league?
It's a proud thing for me to achieve, to be the first Indonesian to play in the Bundesliga. I think I will be forever in the books that I was the first one, and kind of a legacy, I would say, I can keep. I think everybody thrives to be the best player they can be, and I think in the top leagues you can do that with in the top 5 leagues you can get better as a player, and I think that's also good for Indonesian football that Jay, Emil, Kelvin and me play on the top 5 leagues. I was close last summer to go to Italy as well, and that would be funny with Jay. But I think they're doing great. Emil is doing great. Unfortunately, had a small injury to not come to Saudi. But Jay is doing well. Kelvin, I've also come to them, so it's all going well. And I think, as I said before, the more players we can get in the top leagues, the better. And